Mini Bloks Plays.
Hello and welcome to Mini Bloks Plays. This is TazMania on the Sega Master System. And here's a little bit of those people that don't keep up to date with what I do on Twitter, because it's really not that important if you do or not. But this is my second playthrough. I played it through yesterday, about 25 minutes long, and then realized that it hadn't recorded anything. I got the audio, but I mean, trying to just get audio is a little bit irrelevant if you don't have the actual footage to go with it. So I've had a good extended playthrough, demo mode, to understand the funs of playing TazMania on the Sega Master System. Now, oh no! You'd think I would have learnt, but to be fair, see, it's going downhill already. But yeah, I used to have this game when I was younger. I'm fairly sure I had it on the Master System rather than the Mega Drive. I know it's on both. I'm not sure what the difference is, if there is any difference whatsoever, but I'm fairly confident I had it on the Master System. This was one of those games that when I decided to go back to picking up the Master System again and playing through all the games that I remember, it was just... I had one look at the cover and it just brought back the memories of playing this game. And this is one of those games that drifted past. You know, I remembered all my favourite ones from that era, but this is one of those games that I had and played and died through many times, I'm sure. So just looking at it again, and I think I watched a little bit of it online, and I was like, immediately, I need to get this game because I remember playing it when I was younger, and it kind of came back to you pretty quickly. Playing it through yesterday, there's lots of things I actually remember about the game, which, you know, considering I forgot that I even played it, it's quite good, really. I think that's quite good. I was saying that I almost feel like TazMania controls better than a lot of games did. I went back to playing Alex Kidd. I really struggled to play Alex Kidd. It's a tough game that punishes you, really. I found that playing Spider-Man, although the gameplay now is quite good, to be fair. I did struggle with it a little bit, but I think that's more so because the gameplay is designed to keep you to save your webbing and things, that it almost took the fun out of just playing the game a little bit, to me anyway. Particularly when you've got like this overwhelming, I need to get through it without dying kind of feeling. Which, you know, TazMania's, oh, my life! TazMania's got the same thing, but it controls quite well, really, for a Sega Master System platformer. The original Crash Bandicoot, who clearly isn't a Crash Bandicoot, but they do both spin, and that is a gameplay mechanic of which is of little relevancy to Crash Bandicoot. So this is it. Stage 2 of level 1. You get 2 stages, then you get a boss battle, which I won't go into too much because, again, I've seen them now because I played through it yesterday. I suppose I could have got to a different save point, but you know, sometimes you've just got to go for it, you know, and play these things. I don't know if I'm missing any collectibles or not. I was also saying that realistically, what's going on with Looney Tunes in 2016? When I was growing up in the 90s, I mean, they were everywhere. They were as big, if not somewhat bigger, characters than a lot of the Disney cartoons. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're bigger and more popular and everything, and more lucrative. Either's fine. But I mean, you know, you had TV was dominated by Looney Tunes, whereas, you know, films and everything was dominated by Disney. But, you know, I'd watch TazMania the cartoon on the Saturday. I'm fairly sure it was the Saturday it was on. And then, you know, you'd watch Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, who's actually my favourite Looney Tunes character, and, you know, Bugs Bunny and all that. They were everywhere. Animaniacs. And yet here you are, you know, in 2016, and where are they? I have to look that one up, because I'm fairly sure they're around somewhere. And I was actually thinking a while ago that, why aren't there any Looney Tunes blind bags, minifigures? I can't actually, you know, you think about the scale of the amount of characters that they've got, I can't think of anything better than Looney Tunes minifigures. I would love for that to be a thing. I didn't love eating the bomb. Right, this should be the boss battle now, which is the ball. So far so good if you look past the fact that I've lost a few lives. It's like fighting Rhino in Spider-Man. It's quite straightforward to be fair. Whoa! Although I have just taken a little bit of damage from him. So this is Taz on the adventure to find the lost seabirds, from something his father mentioned to him. I didn't actually read the... there he goes! Take that, Mr. Bull. Very like Sonic, I'd say, which isn't that surprising, I'd say, for a Sega game, but... simplistic, but good fun. Looking for the giant egg. I can tell you now in advance, you're not going to find it here. You will find a bomb though in the jungle. You have to be careful not to overspin, because if you overspin, that's when you get into troubled waters where you start falling off. Or you spin away your bonuses or your health. I don't mean health, I mean like your health pickups, like you can see there. I am determined to get it. I don't know what it is about TazMania, but you know, immediately I got the Sega Master System back at the start of the year. I went and I bought all the games that I absolutely loved from that era. But despite the fact that I've just, aside from testing the cartridges, I've not got into actually playing them, saving them for a Let's Play. But yet, I want to play TazMania more so than all of those. I don't really know why that is. But there you go. No! Well, I was doing well. I saw the bomb and I panicked and I jumped and I span and everything went downhill from there. I don't think I need to keep picking up the chicken. But sometimes... No! That's what happens, you see. You get overconfident and you spin away the star to give you the invincibility. Funny enough, just like Sonic. I will take the health though, and then lose some life. I can get it back though with the nice chicken. I miss games like this. No! Oh well, at least I didn't fall off. But yeah, I mean, what's going on with Looney Tunes? Part of why I got into it is a big rant about Space Jam and how good Space Jam was. Particularly, you know, growing up. I loved Space Jam. I still love Space Jam. I'm fairly sure they're making a sequel. I'm gonna try and find out if that's actually true, if I just happen to dream it, but I'm fairly sure there's a sequel in the works. Which is great news for me, because I love Space Jam. If you're not seeing Space Jam, you're not sure what it is, look it up. It's practically perfect. It's my generation's Rocky. That's how I look at it. Rocky, you know, who cares about boxing movies? I don't want to watch a boxing movie. But you watch Rocky, and you want to watch a boxing movie. Because it's not really about boxing so much as it is about Rocky and his story and him as a character. You know, Space Jam is the same thing. Just baseball. Just basketball. I have no idea what's happening anymore. That is placed exactly where you want to land. I'm fairly sure that was the whole point of it, but that's a jip, you know, trying to save yourself some health. Well, so far, it's going quite well. I've only got, I mean, I've lost a few lives, but I managed to pick a lot up as well. Oh, not again! There goes another one. I guess if you lose a life, but you go back and get a life, then go back and get a life, you know? That's good advice. What does it matter? because, you know, I've lost a life, so I'm back down to 7. But then I can go and pick up this one and go back to 8. So, you know, realistically, not a lot's really happened. I'm no worse off now than I was before. Ah! Not falling for it that time. Nearly landed on the spikes. That would have defeated the point. Although I don't think you get as much damage from the spikes as you would if you landed on the... if you ate the bomb. Right, we're progressing. I thought that was the end then. Take that, snake. Right, we got another stage in the jungle. And then we fight Mowgli, who I completely forgot existed. Not Mowgli, actually. I knew Mowgli existed. Mowgli! I mean, like, in the context of the game. I just found it yesterday. It's surprising. Oh no! It's surprising what comes back to you, because you feel like, you know, I've not played this game for over 20 years. But yet when you see these things that, you know, you remember them. And that's kind of like a real special thing, I think. I'm really glad that I decided to go back and pick up a Master System and a Mega Drive. I've got a Mega Drive again now. I mean, I never got rid of my Mega Drive. I lost my Master System. I say lost. It was also when I was younger. I didn't control, you know, anything that happened like this. So my dad picked the games. He used to go out and get them from the market and things, trade them back and forth and get different ones. So I didn't really have any control of what we got necessarily. And then when the Mega Drive was at the right price, they bought it for me for Christmas. They got rid of the Master System because I was technically upgrading it. But I mean, you know, you lose the games. And now you can get the Master System. I mean, back then I didn't really think about it to the same degree. I mean, it bugged me a little bit. So I've always wanted to get it back again. But the Mega Drive, I've still got my original Mega Drive, but it's the Mega Drive 2. So I picked up a Mega Drive 1 because that makes trying to capture the footage much easier, because trying to capture the footage is practically impossible if you're going to do it through the second iterations of the consoles, because they work on RF points. That's your aerial socket. And what you want is, there he goes. What you want is the AV cables, because you can AV to HDMI and capture it through an HDMI device. Whereas RF, you're just stuck. Unless you want to fork out hundreds of pounds to try and get something that can capture off your TV, you just don't want to. It's a waste of time. If you want to do video game Let's Plays, then make sure to pick up the first iterations of the Sega consoles. And I think Nintendo might be the same. No, all Nintendos, I think, are AV. I don't know. I've never actually had a Nintendo console. I've got a Game Boy. Oh! So you got to be careful in this one, because if you land in the lava, it's instant death. So this level has made it a bit more difficult. I feel like I'm missing a whole lot of collectibles and things by not being at the bottom, but there you go. Now I'm dead, so I got to go from the start. So let's do it from the other way around. There's so much things here to make you spin. I just realised that I've left the health behind, haven't I? Well, there goes another one. This is not off to a good start. No! Gotta concentrate. Nope. This is where I got to yesterday in the caves. So you want to spin away the enemies. I think that's why they're there, obviously, to make you lose your balance and fall into the lava and lose your life. But I'm just going to ignore you, flying thing. I tried to spin that. So it turns out that actually you have to go across the top anyway, so. I like the music and the sound effects. Again, very Sonic. But the sprite's good as well. Taz looks good. And again, the game plays well. Nearly did it then. See, I couldn't spin when he hits you. Oh. No! So close. They definitely upped the difficulty in this level. No bad thing. Aside from the fact that I've died quite a lot. I started out with it 8-9 health, 8-9 lives. And now I've got severely less. Severely less might not be the best way of describing it. I much prefer playing this to Resident Evil, I must admit. I mean, it was fun. I have to admit, I did enjoy it, and I liked how it came about as a final video. I can see why people like playing horror games for that reason, but at the same time, I wanted to do, you know, these kind of Let's Plays. That's sort of why Plus, actually, the idea of doing Mini Bloks Plays is to just give myself a chance to play games again, because I found that I'm struggling to find the time to play games to the same extent that I used to. And these games are much easier just to pick up and play and just get through a couple levels and just have some fun. That was a bad idea. Although I have completed like Uncharted 4 and things like that, but I mean, I play less modern games, but I think that's because they're so intricate that it takes so much like time investment that it's hard to find that time. So the idea of Mini Bloks Plays really is just to help bring back some things that I want to do, which is play video games. But unfortunately, you don't get as much time as you start getting older and getting different commitments. It's your time becomes much more scarce. Although I think all you need to do really is just allow yourself to get involved. You know, you need to make sure that you set aside time to do the things that you want. And so this is it. Mini Bloks Plays. I really hope I'm going the right way. I'm glad that worked out. That is sneaky level design. You'd think he'd learn to start picking things up off the floor that look like bombs and eating them. Because it's not going so well for him. But you know, we can't get angry at Taz. Taz is great. Stupid fire. No! Finally! Alright, managed to make it to the end. That one took quite a while and I lost a number of lives. But we should be back into the boss battle of whatever is at stage 3. Let's see if I actually remember what on earth it could possibly be. Snake people. I remember these guys from the cartoon. What? I hope I get to just play the boss battle again. Okay. I'm not too well at this one, though. One last go. Here we go, it's all or nothing. I'm not feeling hopeful. Okay. Yep. Never mind. That is the end of me playing TazMania at the end of level 3. Maybe come back to it at some point in the future. If you liked me watching this video, then do let me know and I will return to it. Thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to see the latest from my channel. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Pinterest under Mini Bloks. What else would it be? And in case you're wondering what it's like for me to play the Resident Evil 7, the beginning demo on the PS4, then you can find that from last week. But if you want to see me play more Sega Master System stuff, then go jump into any of my 5 Let's Plays, the Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin. And for everything else Sega and Taz, make sure to keep it locked to Mini Bloks. Because I play video games, and I tell you some random stuff you probably didn't need to know.